Most of us have a favorite actor, and a lot of the time it means we're more likely to see a movie if they're in it, for better or worse. Some fans even go as far as to binge-watch their favorite performer stuff back to back, thanks to the level of access that streaming services provide. Often, someone's entire body of work can be found in one place, but a few hours into your marathon, you might start to notice some habits you can't unsee. These are 10 famous actors who do the same thing in every movie. Harrison Ford, always pointing. It's impolite to point, so maybe that's why Harrison Ford likes it. The actor's low tolerance for stupidity has earned him a reputation as being difficult, even though most people agree that responding to the same shallow questions day in and day out would lend itself to boredom. Plus, a little attitude keeps things interesting. Ford seems to be attracted to characters with the same outlook. The proof is in his most iconic roles, Indiana Jones and Han Solo. But when fans took a closer look at the actor's resume, another theme emerged. Pointing. Conan O'Brien even brought it up when Ford swung by for an interview in 2013 and proved it with a montage. Sean Bean, always dying. Even if you don't know Sean Bean by name, you probably recognize him as that actor who always dies. He's also an incredibly talented performer. But from GoldenEye to Game of Thrones, the guy's characters always seem destined for death. In fact, he's died so many times that fans have even made entire montages dedicated to it. And with his feet planted in both television and film, the actor has double the opportunity to die compared to his counterparts. While the math might not be totally sound on that last point, the fact remains that Bean's characters take journeys that almost always end in death.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Samuel L. Jackson, always yelling. Samuel L. Jackson does not have an indoor voice, so don't give him any lines he can't shout. The actor has become famous for his trademark yelling in all his movies. While most of us need a reason to raise our voices, his reasons happen to be that he's Sam Jackson. Apparently, the film genre doesn't really matter either, as he screamed his way through kids' movies, Tarantino flicks, and even some recent Marvel fare. His outbursts can range from joyful to antagonistic. They're downright intimidating, but we wouldn't want it any other way, because ultimately, all the yelling is kind of endearing. Michelle Rodriguez, always a badass. Hollywood has struggled with gender stereotyping since its inception, and depending on what side of the fence you're on, they've either come a long way or have a long way to go. There may be more ladies on screen now than in decades past, but a common argument emerging is that their characters are derogatory, one-dimensional, and sometimes both. When Michelle Rodriguez bucked trends in 2000's Girl Fight, the actress found herself on a tough girl trajectory. Looking over her 16-year career since, not much has changed except the names of the characters. Rodriguez is never not a badass.
Here's Johnny!
Jack Nicholson, always with the eyebrows. All the performers on this list have huge fan bases, but none of them have been around as Jack Nicholson's. Involved with the business since his late 50s, the actor has an incredibly diverse resume and has been working steadily since the beginning. So have his eyebrows. The actor may switch roles constantly, but those brows don't lie. Nicholson uses that to his advantage. He's taken home a handful of Oscars and has been nominated in every decade since he started working. It's worth noting that the actor shares this honor with Michael Caine, a man who also has excellent eyebrows. Coincidence? Brad Pitt, always eating. Let's face it, a lot of us look disgusting when we eat, and no amount of etiquette training is going to change that. Even the beautiful people struggle to stay glamorous at mealtime. But Brad Pitt is a well-documented exception. Watch carefully and you'll notice that the actor eats in almost every single movie he stars in. All kinds of food too. Twinkies, ice cream, steak, nachos, and lots of chips. If this is something you noticed before we brought it up, good for you, Eagle Eyes. But if it slipped past you until now, you won't be able to miss it the next time it happens. Julia Roberts, always crying. Julia Roberts has done her fair share of tear-jerking, heart-obliterating movies. And she's been Hollywood royalty since playing Richard Gere's escort in 1990's Pretty Woman. Since her resume is stacked with dramatic flair, she's done more on-screen crying than most. And she's won more than a couple of awards along the way. With a ton of box office successes under her belt, millions of people have seen Roberts turn on the waterworks in the name of cinema. They seem to like it too, because she shows no signs of stopping. Tom Cruise, always running. Tom Cruise likes to run. And while he's not on the same level as people who jog at 5 a.m. during the Canadian winter, he's still pretty dedicated. Just watch literally any movie he's ever done and you'll see him run his heart out at some point. He's run from aliens, explosions, and dust storms. He's run through time and traffic. He doesn't stop for anything, and no obstacles seem to be of any consequence. The actor keeps in shape and does a lot of his own stunt work. whereas the only marathons we've been doing lately are of the Netflix variety.
Why the fancy red suit, Mr. Poole?
Oh, that's because it's Christmas Day, Dopinder. And I'm after someone on my naughty list.
Ryan Reynolds, always sarcastic. Some people are of the mindset that sarcasm is the lowest form of comedy, but Ryan Reynolds is living proof of the opposite. The actor has a penchant for humorous roles and cruises through complicated dialogue with ease. He was drawn to the role of Deadpool, and the fusion of his comedic timing with the script writing turned out to be a match made in cinematic heaven. His super sarcasm doesn't end there though, and it's almost always central to whatever character he plays. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We wouldn't change a thing. Nicolas Cage, always throwing tantrums. Okay, let's be real. Nobody really understands what's going on with Cage's movie choices as of late. Sure, he may have been nominated for 5 Razzies in the Worst Actor category, but he's never actually won any of them. He does have an Oscar from 1995 though. It seems that critics have agreed to disagree when it comes to Cage. But everyone acknowledges that the man throws one hell of a tantrum. He must know it too, because it happens in nearly every movie he makes. Most of our personal favorites happened during 2006's The Wicker Man, but everyone's got their preference. So what do you think of our list? Did we miss any other actors who do the same thing in every movie? Tell us about them in the comments and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun videos like this one.